Hello, and welcome back to another week of reading The Legend of Luke by Brian Jacques. I'm so glad you could join me on this. We are 2 episodes in, and I am very much looking forward to the future, to the rest of this book. Is that a weird thing to say? I don't know. Anyway, if you are enjoying the series as well as the previous one where I read Mossflower, please like, share, subscribe. Honestly, sharing is the best way. I know I've gotten many messages, and I myself know that the Redwall fandom is not particularly big, and the way to grow that to introduce more people to these amazing books is to not just to share my videos, please, but to just share these books in general. So please do that. And I think, I've got my water here. I'm wearing a different shirt. Still no hot drink. I'm going to try not to bump the mic. I think I've gone through about the first minute of the video. And we're going to jump back into Legend of Luke by Brian Jacques. Chapter 2. In the days following Trimp's arrival at Redwall, it became obvious to every beast that something was wrong with their warrior. Martin was no longer his customary jovial and helpful self. Often, he was missing at mealtimes, and he spent more and more time outside the abbey. It was a worrisome situation. Martin was the very backbone of Redwall, silent and pensive, with a faraway look clouding his eyes. Skipper and Dinny Formal wandered up to the east wall top, which was an ideal place to view the beauty of Mossflower Wood in summer. Lady Amber and Cogs were also up on the ramparts. Formal greeted them with a wave. "Good day to ye. You bain't seen Martha, have ye?" Lady Amber placed a paw to her lips, cautioning silence. Pointing downward, over a battlement, she said in a low voice, "Martin's sitting down there, alone." Skipper crouched below the wall top, shaking his head. "So that's where our warrior goes when he leaves the abbey. Still, you can't blame him. 'Tis a good place for any beast seeking solitude from others." Cogs peeped over the lonely figure sitting below. "I tell you, friends, take like Martin to act this way. He's just sitting there with his back against the wall, staring at the trees. What'll we do?" Ever the sensible otter, Skipper began descending the wall steps down to the lawn behind the orchard. "Come away, mates. I'd hate to think Martin know we're up here spying on him. Whilst he's outside, we could hold a quick meeting with the abbess to sort the problem out." All concerned gathered in the gatehouse. Ferdy and Cogs served elderberry cordial and slices of plum cake. Old Abbess Germain held a trumpet made from a spiral seashell with its end cut off to her ear. Though her body was frail and her hearing none too good, the ancient mouse's other senses were still sharp, and her eyes twinkled and shone keenly. She let them rove over the assembly, Bella, Columbine, Skipper, Dinny Formal, and Lady Amber, finally coming to rest on Trimp and Gonf.
My intuition tells me that our guest Trimp and the mouse thief know more of this affair than we do, friends. So I want you to speak up clearly, one at a time, please. Start at the beginning, always the best place to begin. Pray keep silent, the rest of you. I'll hear from every beast in due course. When the story is complete, I'll give you my decision as Mother Abbess, based on, of course, your facts."
There were smiles and nods of agreement all around. Even as a young mouse, Abbess Germain had possessed great sense and wisdom. Now, with the experience of countless seasons upon her old head, every Redwaller trusted her judgment without question. They were certain that their beloved abbess could solve any problem. It was late afternoon when Martin entered the abbey by the main gate. He was immediately set upon by a group of dibbuns, the infant creatures of Redwall Abbey. Baby Gauntlet was clearly the ringleader, wrestling fiercely with Martin's football, until the warrior allowed himself to be laid flat on his back. Martin was immensely fond of the abbey babes, always managing to make time for them and their odd little games. He gasped as they sat on his paws and held his ears. Baby Gauntlet knelt on Martin's chest, shaking a paw under the warrior's nose.
"You be still, naughty mouse, or we chop your whiskers off!"
Two baby moles hanging onto Martin's belt giggled uproariously at the idea, adding their own threats.
Here, us'n's bite ye paws offen, here and chucky any pun.
Martin looked with mock pleading at his captors. Oh, lack-a-day, will no kind creature help me? I'm captured by wild ruffians. Have mercy on me, you savage beasts. Baby Gauntlet grinned triumphantly at his prisoner.
Only if you come with us.
Keeping up a pretense of fear, Martin was led protesting to the abbey by a veritable swarm of mouse, squirrel, mole, and hog babes. Cavern Hole was a comfortable room inside the abbey, slightly below ground. Abbess Germaine sat propped by cushions in her enormous ceremonial chair, surrounded by her Redwallers. Ferdy ran up the stairs and back down again, his spikes quivering excitedly. He's coming! The dibbuns are bringing Martin! Agile squirrels scampered about with tapers, lighting the colored lanterns which supplemented the customary tallow candles, lending the chamber a festive atmosphere. In front of the abbess's chair stood a long, solid elm-wood table, unadorned and bare. Martin was marched up to it by the dibbuns, and Gauntlet raised a chubby paw in salute to Bella.
Us catched him and brought him here, Miss Bell.
The badger nodded solemnly. Thank you, my friends. Good work. Sit down now, and we'll deal with him right away. Martin held silent, only moving one eyelid to return a wink from his friend Gonf. He was, however, mystified. Abbess Germaine opened the proceedings by pointing an accusing paw at the warrior.
What does this creature stand charged with?
Answers came rattling back like hailstones. Always helping others, defending our creatures with his life, never considering himself, being good and kind to all about him, assisting Abbess Germaine to design the abbey, being the best friend a mouse thief ever had, matey, and keeping he girt troubles to himself. Bella restored order by banging once on the table. She appealed to the abbess. This could go on all season. Pass the sentence to him. Germaine's eyes twinkled as she tapped her cane on the chair.
Bring in the instrument of punishment.
2 trolleys were borne downstairs from the kitchens. One had a big barrel of strawberry fizz and beakers on it, the other a magnificent 3-tiered cake, surmounted by a marchpin figure of the warrior himself. The abbess looked sternly from the trolleys to Martin and announced in a no-nonsense voice,
I order that you either eat all of this cake and drink the contents of that barrel, or share it with us before you embark on your journey.
Martin was plainly bewildered. I'll share it with you all, of course, but, what journey is this I'm supposed to be embarking on? Gonf stepped forward, carrying Martin's great sword. It was a plain warrior's weapon, nothing fancy. The hilt was the one that had belonged to his father's old sword, black-bound with a red pommel stone at its top. But its blade was like no other, fashioned by a badger lord from a chunk of metal fallen from the stars. Martin took it from Gonf, his face reflecting in the burnished steel as he said, This has been used for lots of things, but never for anything as delicate as a cake. Gonf indicated a spot on the butter-colored meadow cream, between a candied chestnut and a honey-preserved rose petal. Cut the cake, and slice it, matey. A loud cheer went up as the keen blade slid into the massive confection. Martin the warrior! Redwall! Columbine took over slicing, and Cog served drinks, whilst Martin sat in a corner with some of his friends, eating and sipping happily. He nudged the mouse thief. Conf, you chubby rascal, I have a feeling you're at the back of all this. Come on, tell me, where's this journey taking me? The Prince of Mouse Thieves blew out his cheeks airily. You, matey? What makes you think you're going any place without me? I'll be with you every step of the way. Oh, sir, and I too. You ain't going nowhere and leaving old Dinny Formole behind ye. Martin wrinkled his brow in frustration and put aside his slice of cake, and Baby Gauntlet promptly stole it. Look, will you all stop talking in circles and tell me where I'm supposed to be going? Trimp could hold the secret no longer. She blurted out, To the place you've been dreaming of, where your father Luke and the warrior swore to return someday. To the Northland shore, where you were born. Martin looked this way and that, blinking. His paws took on a life of their own, fidgeting distractedly. But, What about the Abbey? I haven't made any arrangements. Then there's provisions, directions, 1,000 things that would have to be done. Columbine came over. Wiping cream and cake from the great battle blade with her apron corner, she gave the sword to Martin and sat down beside him. No excuses, Sir Warrior. It is all arranged and taken care of since this afternoon. Provisions are packed for you all, and you've got the entire summer ahead of you. Skipper and Bella will take charge of the building work. I'll look after the Abyss, and there's absolutely nothing for you to do or worry about. After all you've done for Redwall and its creatures, the least we can do in return is allow you a trip to the place of your birth, which 'tis clear you long to see. Martin squeezed Columbine's paw gratefully. Thank you. Thank you all. What can I say? The irrepressible Gonf pounded him on the back. That's easy, matey. You can either say no and sit around with a face like thunder till the flippin' Abbey falls down on us, or you can say yes. When do we leave? For the first time in days, Martin the Warrior laughed. He backpawed Gonf in the stomach, knocking the wind from him. Yes! When do we leave? Denny did not notice Baby Gauntlet purloining his slice of cake as he shook Martin's paw with a hefty digging claw. By dawn on morrow at first light, sir matey. And that's where we're going to call this one. A short episode, I know, but I've decided to just do this chapter by chapter. I believe there's about 40 chapters in the book. Yeah, about 40 chapters in the book. So we are just going to take it chapter by chapter. Barring the weeks where I have to take off or whatever. This should get us through the whole year. And then next year, we'll start another one. Having a hard time looking at the camera lens because the monitor is just slightly up. It's at a different angle than usual. So bear with me, guys. As always, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I love doing these, and I want to keep doing these. If you want to support the channel, there are links in the description below to ways to donate without commitment. And if you want to donate with commitment to the channel and these readings, there is a link to my Patreon. Thank you to my current, at this moment, one Patreon supporter. You are a champion and a king. Thank you so much. I will see you guys next week with the next reading. Stay safe. Wash your hands. I hope you're healthy. Bye, guys.